Hello everyone, my name is Miss Vera. I'm an educator and have a YouTube channel at Allo Tutors. Today I'm going to teach you mathematics and the topic is addition and subtraction of fraction. At the end of the lesson, pupils should be able to add fractions with the same denominator, subtract fractions with the same denominator, add and subtract fractions with different denominator. Now let's start from the beginning. Okay, now fraction are part of a whole. It's a part of a whole, like we have a whole, like we have an apple, taking part of it, that is fraction of the apple. So it has a numerator and a denominator, as you can see. Now let's assume we have 3/5, 3 out of 5. The upper one is the numerator and the down one is the denominator. And that illustration, let's say we have 3/4, that is 3 out of 4. Taking 3 out of 4, we have is illustrated here. So the upper one is the numerator and the lower one is the denominator. Now let's talk about addition of fractions with the same denominator. Denominator means the down one. Now as you can see, while trying to add the numbers that have the same denominator, you don't need to, you just add the upside, the numerator side, like 2 plus 1 is 3. You don't add the denominator. And when you're subtracting with the same denominator, you don't bother yourself with the denominator, just subtract the numerator. Now second one, addition and subtraction of fractions without the same denominator. Now let's say we have 3/4 plus 1/3. Now this method is quite different from the one with the same denominator, because that one is so simple. Now this one, because the denominator, which is the lower part, is different, we have to look for their LCM, and LCM means lowest common multiples. Now we are going to get the lowest common multiples of the two denominator, that is 4 and 3. Now how do we do this? Now when I say multiples are like we get the multiples of 3. As you can see, we have 3. The multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Just be adding 3 to it, adding 3, adding 3, adding 3. And if you want to get the multiples of 4, we are going to add 4. It starts from 4, 8, 12, and so on and so forth. Now how do you get the common one out of the two of them? And we're not just looking for the common one, is basically anyone that you find that is alike, that is the same in the two. Okay, that are called common. Now we are not actually looking for the common, we're actually looking for the lowest out of them. Obviously there may be more common ones. If you keep going, or if you want to go give more multiples of 3 or more multiples of 4, obviously you may get some you may find some numbers that are actually common, but that is not our main focus. Our main focus is the lowest common one. So that is the first one that is being observed there. And so why looking for the common ones among 3 and the common ones among 7, I spotted 12 and 12. So 12 is common in both 3 and 4, and so I picked it down. Okay. Or another thing you can actually do to get the lowest common multiples is either you do the first method, or secondly you can just multiply the two denominators together. That is 4 times 3, which is 12. You can see they're the same. Anyone that is applicable to you. So we'll draw a line and add the lowest common multiple underneath. Okay, and we'll start solving from there. I'm going to use another illustration, but this time here in this case we are solving fraction. So what if we have a whole number and a fraction? From the next example, you can see we have a whole number and a fraction. Whole numbers are whole, like things that are whole, nothing is being taken out of it. While fraction has been something has been removed out, it's taken out of. So we have from this example we have 4. 4 is a whole number and 1/2 is a fraction. 2 is a whole number, 2/3 is a fraction. And here we are subtracting, and basically it's called a mixed number. Why is it mixed? It's mixed because it has a whole number and a fraction together. both are mixed together, both a whole and a fraction. As you see, we have 4 whole number 1 over 2, and we have 2 whole number 2 over 3. And now in this case, we're going to subtract, and you're going to use the same method for the addition. So how do you do this? The first thing you do is that you first separate the whole numbers from the fraction, and the whole number here observe is 4 and 2, and because we are subtracting, we have to minus 4 from minus 2 from 4, which is 2. That aside, let's jump right in. You can see I wrote down the answer, which is 2. So we are done for that. Now we are jumping right into the fraction. And how do we subtract fractions? The first step I told you is that we have to look for the whole number, the LCM. So the LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. How did I tell you how to do it? Either you look for the LCM like the way I told you, or you times 2 and 3 together and you give you 6. Now, having got that, you're going to multiply the the next step is that we're going to take away the 2. Now please, I want you to focus on the denominator, which is 2 and 3. Now look at what we're going to do next. We're going to take the first denominator from the LCM, taking 2 from 6, or how many times can 2 go in 6? How many times can you remove 2 in 6? That is 3 times. Do the same for the other one. How many times can you remove 3 from 6? That's 2 times. You remove it how many times? 2 times. And wow, if you've gotten that, that is beautiful. And do you observe something? I wrote the number of times at on the top of his head, on the top of the same number. You can see can pause it and observe. How many times did I remove 2 from 3? 3 times. I wrote it on his head. That was the numerator. And how many times can I remove 3 from 6? I added it on his head too. That's 2 times. So beautiful. That's nice. If you've gotten to this stage, congrats, we are getting there. Now the next step, which is almost to the final step, is that we're going to use that 3 times to multiply the numerator. So 3 times 1 is 3. Because it's minus or subtraction, we're going to drop it down in the long line, and we'll do the same for the other one. 2 times 2 is 4. Basically, we're using the number of times we did to times the numerator, and so we got 3 minus 4, which is of course, I told you in the subtraction that 3 removing 4 is not possible. Okay, so just like you have you're getting to a door, there's no way out. So what do? And everywhere is locked, but there's a hammer. There's no door. So what do? You have to either you search for a way out, or you die. And there's a hammer. You start digging and start breaking down the walls, and that's what you're going to do here. So you're going to manipulate. Like what I mean is, now 3 removing 4 is not possible, and obviously there's no any other number to go and borrow from. So what you do is that you just say 4 minus 3 is of course it's 1, and because it was not possible initially, just put minus 1. So now we have minus 1 over 6. Beautiful. Now let's bring together the whole numbers and the fraction. Now the whole number, the answer we got is 2. The fraction we have is 1 over 6. And so when I bring it together, it's 2 minus 1 over 6. And so the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to, this cannot basically be the answer. I'm going to take 1 from the whole number, which is 2. If I take 1 from 2, it becomes 1. And that 1, I'm going to change it to a fraction. And how do I change it to a fraction? I'm going to look at the fraction that is given. The denominator is 6. So basically, I'm going to change that 1 to 6 over 6. Can you see it? I changed it to 6 over 6. So we now have 6 over 6 minus 1 over 6. And this is so sweet because now you can now solve it the way, because the denominator are now the same. So you just add them up together. So let's continue now. We just have to finish up. So I think it may be difficult but you just have to pause and observe. I think you can do this. You can. Okay. So having gotten once you've gotten 5/6 as the fraction, don't forget we just add join the whole number we had, the remaining whole number and the fraction together, and that is one whole number, 5/6. Well, I'm still here for you. If you have any complaints or comments, please, I really love to hear your comments about this. And if you really want to learn more, um I'll send down my links, so below, and you can always chat me up or comment. I'll always view your comments and reply you. So thanks for watching. Now let's go to the take home. Solve the following: 5/10 plus 3/10 and 7/8 minus 4/8. And the last one is 5 whole number, 7/8 minus 3 whole number, 4/8. Thanks for watching. See you in the next class.